Now, dumako naman tayo sa classical interpretation ng Daniel 77. Old Testament scholars or Jewish scholars cling to this interpretation. So, ang fulfillment nito para sa kanila is during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes. So, ang time na yon, he conquered Jerusalem and took control of the temple from 167 to 164 BC. That's the middle of the seven na tinutukoy dito sa kanilang interpretation. Just a background kung sino si Antiochus. He was called Epiphanes or mad king, but he claimed himself to be God manifest, and he desecrated the Jewish temple, the second temple, on June 167 BC. And the Messiah that was cut off, according to this interpretation, is the high priest at that time, si Onias III. And then when the Maccabees revolted against him successfully, they were able to establish the temple worship, na rededicate nila yung temple in December 164 BC. And this is what they celebrate every December, yung Hanukkah. And that's exactly three and a half years. So this is the classical interpretation. Right. Now the question is, was this the fulfillment of this? I mean, dahil ba dito na fulfill itong mga objective ng prophecy na yan kay Daniel? Did transgression end? Did sin end? Was wickedness atoned for with finality? If you remember, Jesus rebuked the religious authorities for their hypocrisies and declared woes for their unrepentance and disbelief. So the weakness of this interpretation is the scripture itself. No, the scripture that says ang goal ng 77 is all of this, pero hindi na fulfill nung time ni Antiochus Epiphanes. Yeah, ito yan. They celebrate the rededication of the temple, and yet there is no temple. There is no temple for them to atone for wickedness, or right? Even to atone for wickedness, wala kasing temple. So that's the weakness of classical interpretation. Another weakness of classical interpretation, if we compare it with New Testament scripture, is found in Matthew 24:15. In Matthew 24:15, when Jesus said this, he is referring to abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel to happen in the future time nila, which was fulfilled in AD 70. So kung yun na fulfilled ng AD 70, what does that mean? Hindi ito yung reference ng Matthew 24:15. This is just a picture of what they expect to happen in AD 70 in the future. Pero kung base dito sa Matthew 24:15, future siya ng Matthew 24:15, hindi siya past tense or past. Hindi siya look back sa past, kundi anticipation siya sa future. Ganun din sa 2 Thessalonians, sabi niya ni Paul, written 51 AD, the man of sin, the Lord's day will not come unless the man of sin is revealed. So they see it as future. So in which AD 70 is a candidate. But in 1 John 2:18, which was written in AD 90, so hindi na rin ito candidate. It's still future, mas future pa nila. Kasi sabi niya, you heard that the Antichrist shall come. Ibig sabihin, future pa rin ng AD 90. So, hindi ito na-fulfill ng AD 70 at 167 BC. Isa pang weakness niya is yung starting point is the temple service decree. Now, if you remember yung prophecy, actual prophecy, it says from the decree to rebuild Jerusalem, which is 446 to 444 BC. So that's the weakness of classical interpretation.